What's your general advice for situationships?
Do you have any advice or things to share about birth control?
So how to know when to introduce your family to new relationships / how do you make a good first impression?
Advice or any like stigmas you want to break down about the first time?
Why do you think people cheat instead of just ending things?
Do you have any advice on how you pull so hard?
This one is good, and I would be interested to see what you say about this. Mm-hmm. What is your definition of love?
Oh my god.
This is a good one for you,
I don't know, guys. I feel like I'm the best and the worst person to ask this because I genuinely...
That's why I asked you.
love everyone. That's also why I think I am very particular about someone that I would take to the next level of love. Because I tell people I meet one time that like, love them, hope you get home safe. I just think everyone in this world should hear that more often than not, and I would rather be the person that says it too much than not enough. As far as like what love means to me, well, I think if you truly love someone, and it should be unconditionally, they root for you, they want the best for you. You don't complete each other, but you're whole together, and you get to share your biggest moments and their biggest moments, and you just lift each other up rather than like completing each other. Loving them is like loving them at their highest moment as well as their worst moment, where sometimes they'll mess up, and definitely kind of like the cheating. Like, I don't think cheating's really forgivable, but there's other things a partner could do that I would forgive them for even though it would upset me. If you're not married, you're not tied to forgiving them through the highs and lows, because that's the point of dating. You want to see, are you willing to love them through the highs and lows? Can you handle them at their lows? Can you give them what they need? Can they give you what you need in a relationship? But then when it comes to marriage, it's knowing like, we're in this. There might be sides of you I've never seen, but I'm willing to take that on because of how much I love you. And I'm willing to grow myself through your highs and lows, and like vice versa. But it's still a very independent process. And I said it before and I'll say it again, like, if you don't love yourself, and you don't, honestly, if you don't even know yourself, like, you can't love other people. Or at least not give them the version of your love that they deserve. What am I doing wrong? You can answer it in how I don't pull. Maybe you can put it why I'm still single. Maybe you can just tell me like what character flaws in my personality just aren't hitting. Typically we base these girl talks around relationships, love, and as the single Pringle that I've been for the longest of times, you could drop whatever you're feeling. If you've been holding back something, you could let a girl know. If you're like, you know, Kenna, you just really ain't hitting these days, like, just
oh my gosh,
let me know.
Okay,
don't hold back.
She said don't hold back. Friendships will be ruined for this question. No, I'm kidding.
That's the one thing about being single. I can hang.
I feel like you just give people a lot of less of chances than either me, because you claim I just pull, so I feel like I give more people like chances, where I feel like you don't. I feel like we're both picky, so I'm not gonna say you're too picky, because obviously like be fucking picky, like don't settle for someone just to be in a relationship, because we said this before, but like I'd rather be single than settle. Actively like go on dates, but one, not now because you're about to be leaving anyway. And there's nothing like wrong, I don't think, like, if I'm being honest. Also, and I've said this before, I just feel like New York City is not the place to find your husband, especially for the kind of guy you want. I feel like he's just not here, and I don't know why, but I strongly believe that the next place you go, there'll be a lot more opportunities. I don't know, maybe you're scary. I don't know. I don't think you are. But that's just what people say.
Oh.
No, I'm saying like the guys.
Oh, they think I'm scary?
No, they just say you're like intimidating. Like, guys are intimidated by you. Some guy asked you on a date literally 2 days ago.
He just...
So, you better keep that in.
He's been asking me on dates since August.
Okay, see? He's shooting a shot.
He's never here. He's just doing that to fuck around. He wants attention, and I'm not going to give him attention because there's nothing's going to come from it. Next person that asks me on a date, I will say yes, regardless of who it is.
Okay. All right. Me doesn't make someone ask you on a date. What's your biggest piece of advice for like newly graduated college students?
Oh. To tie it into everything we've talked about, everyone this, because it's just the best advice I've learned in life regardless. You are the only one that will look out for yourself. This is a time to do what's best for you, to focus on yourself. You are so young. I understand you may have deep feelings for friends, relationships, family. Do what's going to make your heart happy, and everything else should fall into place afterwards. And even if that's a tough time by losing people or not being as close, like, forget about it. You are way too young to be settling down.
Yeah.
If you haven't been together for an extenuous amount of time. Also, your 20s is supposed to be young and fun. Do not settle on a job just because you think you have to meet some societal standards. You should love your job. I understand it might not be perfect, and it shouldn't be, especially your first one.
Yeah.
But think about what you want career-wise, personal life-wise, as well as like future-wise. That's kind of what I'm thinking about. I want to make enough to save for my future, also pay off current debts. I want to be in a place where I could see myself thriving socially. It's not here, so I'm very hard against staying here.
Yeah.
Also, career-wise, maybe this first job isn't the biggest step in your career but could lead you to a bigger one. Or maybe you take a sacrifices in other categories to be at the best place you can be for your career, but do what's going to make you happy, and also make a list of things you want. Like when you go into a job interview and before you sign a contract, have benefits, have salary expectations, have vacation expectations, research what is typical in your field, what is typical for your field in the state you're looking to work in, the city you're looking to work in. Talk to people, connect, never undersell yourself. It's okay if you don't know what you're doing. And also, you owe nobody a fucking answer. I know everyone's all up in my business, like, what are you doing after graduation? What are you doing this? Prepare your little elevator speech. Say it so that you get off your back, because realistically, they've been there. They know, they're just doing it because they care. But yeah, you don't owe them an answer. You don't have to tell anyone if you get anything, when you get things, if you interview. Like, keep it to yourself and grind, and they'll see it in the future.
Yeah.
How do you know what/who is worth pursuing in life?
As far as like relationships goes, is that what you mean? Like wasting your time with someone?
Yeah, I left it open-ended, but
okay, I'm gonna go from that way. Yeah. If there's no value being added to your life, or you have to beg this person to spend time with you or talk to you, or they don't do the little things or anything to make you feel special, then it's like they clearly are just there to like benefit in some way that's not meaningful, and they just want to get their bread from you and then skedaddle.
Yeah.
Whether that's something you have, sexual, like whatever.
Bird of
Yeah.
your company.
Yeah, so I would say like if they aren't actively putting in effort to show that they care and to like make you feel special, then you don't need to waste your time on that. Or if they bring you down, or if they like say mean things to you, or just all of that like negative energy, then it's probably a waste of time, and you shouldn't be putting time and energy into that. And also, if you don't see it going anywhere but you stay in something anyway, that's a waste of time as well, because in that time that you're just sticking with someone, you don't know who you could meet or what could happen or what opportunities you're missing out on.
It's never a bad time to end a relationship.
So if you know deep down, like, yeah, sure, this person's fun to hang out with, but realistically, do I see this going somewhere? And if your answer is no, then I feel like that's a sign that you should probably move on and not be wasting your time anymore. How to know who/what to like spend your time with, or like what's worth it.
Yeah.
What's worth pursuing. If you just genuinely get excited like thinking about them or like going to see them.
I was gonna say, I still get butterflies to see my best friends. I want
And
butterflies to see
exactly.
my man.
The spark is still there, and like it's almost as if like each time is treated as if it's like the first date, like trying to impress each other like the whole time, even if it's been a while. What do you think is the key to a successful relationship?
I mean, the obvious one and the cliche one is communication. Hand in hand with that, I think, is trust and honesty. This society needs to let go of the constant checkingness. It should be there. And also, you as an individual shouldn't be as attached to that. You shouldn't find validation through your phone, through a location, through what they're doing. Like, by communicating through it, you can, but the reliance on it is unhealthy. And that's where the trust and the lack of trust and honesty comes into play. And you shouldn't have to double check their friend's Snapchat to see that they're there where they say they are. You should be like, okay, he said that, I trust him, I'm gonna go do me. As well as, I think, just like keep the spark alive. Kind of what you said, treat every day like the first date.
Yeah, and try to like keep things interesting by doing things you might not normally do, or like try new things together.
It's about experiencing life together and really just push the limits. You wild out together. Basically, you wild out together. While still like growing old, and like if the family thing's your thing, you keep the single energy in a relationship. And I don't mean that
as in like a talk to people, but like the mindset
of you doing you and growing. Yeah, what is something you've learned and look back on and take away from our previous girl talks?
Oh shoot,
because to be honest, I sometimes go back and watch it and be like, wow, like I gave some really good advice, or like we said something that we're struggling with now, or
and
like,
you're like, what?
made a mistake with now, and we're like, oh crap.
That's how, yeah. Well, one, you can't trust these fellas. I always say that. I always say that because it's true.
You never think it's gonna happen to you until it happens to you.
That is facts.
Shout out Kelly for that one.
She's an OG for that.
She told me that when I was down and out.
She was right.
And I was like, Mom, I don't want to hear this right now.
And now we say it all the time, so thank you. It's really easy to like tell people, this is what you should do, this is how you should do it, blah, 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 blah. But then like, when it comes to doing it yourself, it's like, oh wait, I said that. That means I should. Oh, I should take my own advice.
You fall fast. And
yeah.
The blind just get turned on.
Yeah, so I feel like taking your own advice, I'll stick with that. Because other than that, there's like a bunch and I'd have to rewatch like to know.
That leads us into our outro, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't seen the other ones, go watch them. We'll link them.
They're good. I honestly enjoy watching
I'm going to go back and rewatch them because clearly I need some refresh.
That's going to be it for today's video.
Yep. Like and subscribe because this
is
good.
Thanks for watching and we'll see you in another video very soon. Bye.
Yeah.